Hi, it's Bo, I think. Ah, I'm sorry it's so noisy. I thought it would be nicer out here in the sun. But it's very noisy. You can hear all the machinery from the base and the cars. But hello, I wanted to come outside and film because it was quite nice. And I had lots on my mind, and I guess it's been a bit of a crazy week. I'm ginger now. That's a thing. Oh wow, you can see where the blue was there. I hadn't been able to notice it before, but now you can see it in the sun. Yeah, I'm ginger. I didn't expect to be so ginger. I wanted it to be a natural ginger, and I think I've achieved that. Like in the sun, it looks orange inside, and in the dark, it looks kind of. If I do this, yeah, it looks brown. So I'm a ginger now. It's kind of annoying me because of the wind. So yeah, I dyed my hair the other day. I cut half of it off. Casey did my shave again. Oh Jesus. Yeah. So I look different. But yeah, I've been having a bit of a crazy week. Like, yeah. So many things have happened, I guess, but I wanted to just talk about. So the first thing, I guess, is my disability, my condition, I guess, has gotten worse, I think. Yeah, I keep having these, like, seizures, and, like, I feel bad calling them seizures, because my impression of a seizure has always been the, very stereotypical movie shot of somebody thrashing about on the floor, writhing from the mouth, foaming from the mouth, sorry if it's windy, having like an epileptic fit, basically, is what I imagine a seizure to be. But then, I look into my condition and I realize that what I've been having for the past few years might be seizures, but they're not. There's different levels, like with everything that we learn lately and learn about in our mental health and our physical health is, that is so noisy. I really hope you can't hear all of the like car noises and stuff. I was hoping this would be nice and peaceful, but it's just going to be windy and noisy. Yeah, like everything just comes in levels. I thought PTSD meant that you couldn't even walk down the street without something triggering a severe flashback, and no, of course not. It involves minor flashbacks, physical flashbacks. It involves having trauma and having flashbacks to it is PTSD, so like I guess I've learned that a lot of things come on a level and come in different levels and different varying levels of seriousness, I guess. See, I feel I've got such an imposter syndrome even saying it, but like that is what happens when it's, because you can have full-blown fit seizures, which are the worst and the scariest and the most serious. But you can also have dissociative seizures where your body just shuts off, and there's also physical seizures where your body is seizing but your brain's not shut off. And those first two I have a lot where my brain just shuts off, and I thought it was like really severe dissociation, really severe spacing out or something, or like really long switches, but I would have these even when I wasn't triggered, and it would be like my brain would just all of a sudden Control Alt Delete shut down. Like I'll just be talking, and it's not like my usual spaciness, you know, like spaciness is in the eyes, it's in the brain, it's in the forward here for some reason, whereas this is like my whole body just gets switched off and I have no control over it. Like, it's scary. It's so noisy out here, I'm so sorry. But yeah, all these things have been happening lately with, like, now that I think now that I know that is that, I think I've been noticing them more and noticing, like, when they start to happen, that it's not just me spacing out, that this is something serious, like a seizure, and then I think that makes it worse, or makes me panic, or makes me focus on it more. But like, yeah, it's very scary, and it's scary learning that, like, your body is not really your body, you know. Well, like, obviously I've always known that my body is not always my body, you know, and I've always been scared of that, of the others coming in, taking control of it. But when I'm forward, I thought, yeah, I have control, and now I don't anymore, because I have seizures and tics and things. I feel like such an imposter coming out about my tics, but I feel that nobody talks about this condition a lot, you know. There is only a couple of people online who are speaking about it, and I think that there does need to be more FND awareness, and I think that people need to, it's because it's so complex and so complicated, you know. Like, I think the worst part of it for me is the curly feet and the curly toes and the curly hands. I just will be not even paying any attention, and then all of a sudden my hands will be locked like this, and I mean locked. Like, they won't unfold, they don't move, they are stuck, and if they get stuck in a weird position for a long time, it hurts like a bitch. Like, and my toes at night, they curl in like this, but my big toe stays up, so they're kind of like that, and it's always strained. Oh, it hurts, but I can't seem to stop it. I have no control over it, and then I notice my feet hurt, and I look down, and then my toes are all curled up, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, stop. But yeah, I wanted to, you know, talk about it a bit more because of how bad it's been getting, you know. Like, the tics get really bad in the evenings, I think, when I'm tired. Also kind of maybe when I'm on my medication. I'll go on to that in a sec. But I'll just start yelling and shouting and, like, throwing things almost, and, you know, there are a couple of words that come out. It's gotten to the point now where Casey's named my tics. Like, I don't have Tourette's. I know I don't have Tourette's, because if I had Tourette's, I would know. I would be ticking almost constantly every day, all day. You know, I'm not trying to claim anything that I don't have. I do not have Tourette's. But tics are a sign of many, many conditions. Autism, ADHD, so many things involve tics as well that are involuntary movements, you know? And one of those being FND, and a lot of the people I see online who have FND also have Tourette's, so it's any tics they do have seem to be always attributed to their Tourette's, but a lot of the time I can notice the difference. I watched a video of a girl who, she has Tourette's and she has FND, and she's she's saying things and ticking and saying things and ticking, and then all of a sudden she's holding a hose pipe and it just gets stuck on her head like this. She ticks up, it gets stuck here, and that's an FND tick because her arm was then stuck. It couldn't unlock, it couldn't move, the hand was stuck, like everything was stuck. Like that's one of the biggest things, is the getting stuck. I think it's really prominent in my mind today because I had to go and sell something earlier. It's getting to that point in the month again where we have literally nothing, no money, no internet, not internet, no electric, no gas, no toilet roll, no cat food. You know, I hate it. But went into town to sell something today, and then on the way home I had a complete panic attack. I just completely shriveled up and curled up and was having a full-on panic attack, and then after I'd calmed down or spaced out or something, I don't know, but my body then locked, and my hand was seized up, my other hand was holding on to the back of my hair, like I had a bunch of my hair here gripped in my fist and I couldn't let it go, and I was stuck like this and I couldn't speak. All I could push out was stuck for Casey to then try and unstick me, and it's fucking scary. It's fucking a lot. I think with that, combined with all the pain, combined with everything that's been happening lately, it's been a lot. So I think as well the fact that I don't have my therapy this week or next week, I think I needed this, because yeah, my head's been a bit of a mess, really. Everything's been getting a lot with pain, yeah, and just and like, okay, going back to the medication thing, so I had a letter the other day from my doctor's surgery saying, we have information to say that you are on gabapentin and we think you should stop. So I was like, fucking okay. So I'm looking through it and it's saying about how they've noticed that there are many more bad side effects for people to be on it than benefits. In fact, there's barely any benefits, and that this might be worsening everyone's conditions and causing all these problems, one of which includes spasms and tics. So my medication that I've been on for the last 2 years and is highly addictive, so I can't just stop it. My medication for my HSP, it's an anticonvulsant medicine, which is so fucking ironic, because an anticonvulsant medicine is used for epileptic medicine or neuropathic pain, which is what I have, nerve pain, and it's supposed to like loosen up my muscles and help when my legs seize up to let them loosen up and relax a bit. But now I'm learning that may be doing that to my legs, but also causing my toes to curl, causing me to tick, causing my hands to seize, causing everything else, causing my whole FND to flare up. Because I've had FND for a while, but I'm pretty sure, like all these things happening used to happen back when I was in college, and that was like 4 years ago now. And like, it was never like as bad as it was when I was on those. Like there were small things, my hands would lock, things would seize, but I had no tics. I had nothing, and then all of a sudden I was on that medication for a while. One night comes along and I am screaming involuntary, wah, Waluigi, over and over again. And we thought that night that something was really wrong, because like it was just so out of the blue, me just randomly, I was like, I couldn't stop it, and then we thought it was some kind of vocal stim or like a hiccup or something, even though I was saying a word, I don't know, but we because it was only that night that it got really bad, that I was like, no, I don't have Tourette's, that's the only thing that with tics is Tourette's, so what else could it be? And yeah, then like more and more stuff starts happening, and I get told about FND, and here we are today. So like I've got the really strong dilemma of do I stop taking my meds and risk getting worse, because apparently gabapentin withdrawals are horrific. In fact, well, I know that for a fact. There's been multiple times when I haven't been able to get my gabapentin meds for a good few days because of pharmacy or something, and it's awful. I remember one time it got into the third day, I hadn't had any meds, and I crouched down like this to get into the fridge, and my whole body started seizing like this, and I was vocal ticking. I basically had like a tic attack. It was awful, and the only thing that could calm me down was a diazepam that I had left from years back in case of emergencies, and that was the only thing that could calm my body down from this seizing tic attack. And it's like, what if this is caused by my gabapentins? And I don't know. It's all a lot, really, you know? And like, yeah, it's all just been a lot. With my body not working, I think that's why I've just not been able to do anything. I was doing loads of painting, I was doing loads of everything, and then this week my body's just gone, nope, you can't do that. So, fun times. But, yeah, there's a little kid doing some, like, tennis over there. I don't know if you can see him. But, like, I'm very awkward. There's also a little caterpillar over there. Hang on. Can I find him on the camera? Oh yes, there he is! Oh hell yeah. How do I flip the camera? There we go. Yeah. So that's my week. That's my life at the moment. Yeah. So yeah, another thing that happened was I don't know if I told you, but a while ago I did an interview for New York Magazine, and yeah, we got an email from them. Well, from the get-go, you know, we were very excited. You know, we were the first system approached, and we brought it to the group chat, and we were like, wow, look at this, has anybody heard of this? It's amazing. Everybody was like, wow, go for it, Bo. New York Magazine, that's amazing. You know, everyone was really rooting for me. Then Axos gets interviewed, and I'm like, amazing. Entropy gets interviewed, amazing. They try and interview Jess. She says no. Don't feature me. They say, hey, okay. Then they interview some other people. I think the Ring System's involved. I think some other people are involved. So then we get an email through. Like, this is like a year later. We did this interview like February last year or some shit. It was like, or February of this year. It was a long time ago. But like, we fucking get an email. Well, Axos gets an email saying, oh, I'm so terribly sorry, but we haven't been able to feature your story. It's been edited down so much that every single one of your quotes has been removed. Terribly sorry, hope you can read. Bye. So then I get the exact same email, almost word for word, literally word for word, copied and pasted, not even a joke. And saying that my story has been cut because it's been edited down too much and they couldn't fit any of my quotes in, and it was so lovely working with you and we hope you can read it. So then both me and Axos reply saying, who else has been featured? If not us, who else? Not in a bitchy way, just in a like, oh, we want to know, you know, who's going to be featured? We would like to find out, you know, in case it's she who must not be named and her evil villain sidekick. In case they were interviewed. And we just wanted to know, and we got no response. I got a response saying when it was coming out though. So we kept an eye out, and then all of a sudden it was out. It was, first off, it was so long. It was so long. There was plenty of room for all of our stories. Plenty. Secondly, they included a lot about Jess. A lot. Where she's from, her name, her husband's name, the fact she's had a baby, the fact that she's working in psychology, the fact that she's blonde, the fact that she's from the UK, the fact that she's a British vlogger, like all this sort of shit they included about Jess, even though she did not want to be mentioned. Great, not looking good so far. Then, it's got a massive photo of Entropy on the front. Massive. And I'm like, strange. And I go down and it's Me and My System by Win. And I love Win. Don't get me wrong, I don't think this was her. You know? But what the fuck? This is supposed to be a big collaborative piece. This was supposed to be a moment for all of us to speak for once. For the fact that the past year, 2 years, we've had all of our voices snatched away from us. All of us. Maybe except Entropy. But Entropy's lost their channel, so all of us have had our voice taken away, but I guess my point was that Entropy spoke up the most. But like, we had no voice. We had nothing. And then New York Magazine was going to give us a voice, and they took it away and gave it to one of us. One of us very specifically. And it's like, they literally wrote her whole life story. Like, this is supposed to be a group piece about DID and the internet and how it's affected us and how we're the community. And Axos did a whole piece about the intersectionality between race and DID and black alters and all sorts of things, and yet that was completely gone. It was just Win's life story, and I don't want to be like a bitter bitch, but why? Why focus on one of us? Why give the pretty white girl the thing again, you know? It's the pretty able-bodied white girl who gets all the attention again. No time for the disabled, no time for the black people, no time for any of the other smaller systems. They just want to focus on the two biggest. They even put Chloe and Nan in there. A lot about them in there. Oh, and they were referred to as Win's friends. Win's friends, Chloe and Nan. Nan has a nose piercing and is from California. Chloe likes makeup and uses a ring light. What the fuck? No, Nan is a paedophile. Chloe's a malingerer. I think I was very upset about the fact that it was made out that Win was main victim. It was all about Win. It wasn't even all about Win's system. It wasn't even all about the Entropy system. It was all about Win. It was like, who's sucking her dick? And she had no control over this, so I don't understand. Like, I'm not angry at her. I want to say that I'm not angry at Entropy system. I'm angry at New York. I'm angry at New York Magazine for making us like this. For making it like this, for pitting us against each other, for making me and Axos feel like we're not good enough. And then when we realise the only difference is that I'm disabled and she is black, why? Or is it because we're not American? What is it? Like, we couldn't figure out what we did wrong to not be chosen star girl for this article, you know? And it felt like Chloe all over again. Why were none of us chosen to be the 1 million subscriber YouTuber that got all the attention? Why did she get it all? Why did she steal the Anthony Padilla gig? Why did she get all the attention? And now it's being pushed on another pretty Western world able-bodied white girl. Like, I don't know. And the way they talk about it, Entropy was really happy with it, but it was like a hit piece. They talk about her like she's faking. They talk about it like, oh, this is weird. Oh, it was really strange that this happened. Oh, this was really weird. And that happened, and this happened, and oh my god, this. And then they say some things that are so fucking bizarre, like DID is catnip for YouTube. really now, catnip for YouTube. I think trolling is more catnip for YouTube. I think fucking actual cat videos are more catnip for YouTube. Yes, Chloe's videos went viral, but because she literally wrote them like a script to be viral. If DID was catnip for YouTube, we'd all be fucking viral. Or everyone would be making channels. Everyone would be trying to get in on that. Trisha would have succeeded in her little attempt at it. I don't know. Catnip for YouTube. It just sounds like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then they talk about Win being like absolutely doped up or something. Like, the phrasing they use is awful. It's like a hit piece. It is like a hit piece. And honestly, now that it's come out, I'm glad I wasn't involved. But I just wish that it was what we all thought it was going to be. You know, we all thought it was going to be a big collaborative piece, that we all got to speak, we all got our voices heard, you know, especially voices of people who aren't always heard, like me and Axos. Yeah, I don't know. It made me very angry, to be honest. Very fucking angry. Just the way that they speak about DID, the way that there's some doctors in it, some professional doctors in it who talk about it like, they're like, oh yeah, I can't watch DID YouTube, it's disgusting, and it's this and it's that, and I can't watch it. And then like one of them though said, oh, I think it works for people find like-minded people, but that's all we wanted to do. I don't know. It just left a really sour taste in my mouth, and it's kind of left a bit of a ridge between me and my friends, I think, because of how strongly I feel about it. I feel like it's a hit piece. I feel like we were all singled out. I feel like somebody was kissing Entropy's ass. I feel like, I don't know, but I think there is the other side to it, you know, that good on Entropy getting some attention that they deserve, you know. And I can't be bitter because my story wasn't told or whatever, but it's not about that, you know. I think as well the fact that I was the first approached, it also is a bit of a fucking stab in the teeth, you know, like, the fact that, as per usual, I was the first, I was the closest, I was the one in there first, and I am just shoved by the wayside. I'm not outspoken enough. Yeah, I'll go on a rant in my videos, but people don't make it this far into my videos, so, you know, but, like, I wish I was more outspoken in the fact that, you know, Chloe was my best friend. Chloe knew me. Chloe met me first before she met anybody else, before she met any other system. She wasn't Wynn's friend. She might have been at some point, but I stayed in her house. I literally got stood on and stepped over by them. I had to deal with them in person. I had to deal with my best friend telling me to my face she was my best friend, she would never leave me, she loved me, blah 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 blah, to my face, and then turn around and treat me like shit in person. Yes, we were all hurt. Yes, everybody got fucked in this scenario, you know. Jess got fucked. Everybody got fucked. Grandad Lounge got fucked. But Evangelina got fucked. Everybody got fucked in this whole dissociative situation. But I don't think anybody realises how fucked up it left me. Yeah, you all lost an internet friend. I was there. I was in person. I was there. And I'm the only one who was. And I think people forget that. The fact that what I saw, what I know, is awful. The fact that knowing that Nan was like how Nan was, and I let them care for my littles, being completely amnesia, no memory of it. I have no memory of that night, but I know Layla was out because I've got all these messages. And I know Layla went up and spoke to them because I have all these messages of when they slammed the door in her face. Like, God knows what could have happened. And that's terrifying to know. And like, I was switching a lot on that trip. I remember fuck all. They could have said anything to me. They could have done anything to me. Not saying they would have. Not saying that they're literally that kind of people, but like, it's a whole different thing from losing an internet friend to being in that unsafe person's house and knowing you are under that roof. I don't want to be victim blaming or victim shaming, but it's the fact that everybody and their mother is going, oh, look, this person was the most hurt. Like, they didn't even mention how Chloe got hunted off the internet, and didn't even mention how Nan has been hunted off the internet, or how Grandad's Lounge got thousands of death threats, or about how Trisha got thousands of death threats. They didn't mention any of that. They mentioned Wynn got upset by this. Wynn got hurt by this. Yes, she did, but we all fucking did. There was a lot of people that got hurt by this. Don't make it all about one of us. We've already been through that, and it fucking sucked. Don't make it all about one of us again. That was Jess's fucking thing from the get-go. The reason my channel is here is don't make it all about one of us. You made it all about Jess back in the days with me and Axis and Stacey and everybody we joined to make sure it wasn't all about her. And once again, it's all about one of us. I'm angry. I got angry again, I'm sorry. I'm going to calm down because it's a long one. Oh. I'm sorry. Like, I want to reiterate, I'm not hating on Entropy. I'm hating on the people that have done this. She had no idea how they were going to turn their story. She had no idea what was going to come out of it. Or any of them. I'm really annoyed at the person who interviewed us. I'm annoyed at Lizzie. I'm annoyed at New York Magazine for making it this way. For writing it so bluntly like that. For writing things like DID is catnip for YouTube and Entropy was doped up or so drugged she could barely move and shit like this. It's like, Jesus Christ. Half of it wasn't even quoted. Half of it wasn't. It was like, they would get things that, like, the start of the sentence was like, Entropy said that she felt so annoyed by, and then in quotes it would come up with Nin and Nan say. And you don't know if the she felt so annoyed by was true at all, because it's not even in quotes. I think the lesson that we've all learnt here today is do not trust the tabloids. Right? I think that's pretty easy. Like, we saw what they did with my story when the Lab Bible thing came out, and yeah, now we've seen what they've done with the chance to share all of our stories and a very keen interest on Entropy for some reason. Oh, there's so much noise. It's just not. There's no need. Okay, I think I should probably go because this is a very long one. If you've been here this whole time, I absolutely adore you. Yeah. Let me know in the comments if you made it this far by telling me something I should do once I get electric. Tell me something I should watch or listen to or play if it's free. But yeah, give me some entertainment recommendations for the future. Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye.